Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here with Gen Sense. Hope you're having an awesome day. It's time for the top 10 sexiest men's colognes of 2022. Yeah, so once again, I enlisted the help of my wife and her friends. Thank you. And basically just said, hey, free reign. You know, if you want suggestions, I'll give you some, but come to a consensus. What do you like? And that's what we're going over here today. Niche, designer, we got a little bit of everything. And I will also be doing a giveaway for a new bottle of Armani Code Parfum, the brand new one. Bought this bottle to give away to you guys, and you're getting a better bottle than I have because this is 125 milliliters, and the one I bought for myself was 75, so you're welcome. So stay tuned for that. I'll be going over the giveaway details and everything a little bit later in the video, but for now, let's jump into it. Let's check these out. Guys, I will have each of these linked in the description below. Also, codes, of course. If you shop at luckyscent.com, use the code 10GENTS. That'll get you 10% off your order. They will probably be changing that code each month if I had to guess, but as of right now when I'm filming, that's the code. If you're watching in the future, probably not the code. For maxaroma.com and twistedlily.com, the code is GENTS10, 10% off those websites. So save yourself a little money if you shop at those places. Okay, where to start? Let's kick it off with a designer, and it's from Yves Saint Laurent. It is surprisingly L'Homme Le Parfum. Now, L'Homme Le Parfum is never gonna win any critical acclaim. You know, it's not gonna get any awards for most unique fragrance of the year, most inspired release. Nothing like that. But in terms of just straight up pulling attention, pulling compliments, stuff like that, L'Homme Le Parfum excels. And that's because this basically comes across like a mix of the original YSL L'Homme and Y Eau de Parfum, also from Yves Saint Laurent. So it's like you took those two fragrances, put them in a blender, stirred it up. I was gonna say like stirred it up. And you end up with L'Homme Le Parfum. So as I said, that's not gonna make it a critical darling, but if you're looking for just attention and compliments and a fragrance that people are gonna love, that's pretty close to being like as sure thing as you can get. And this one went up against some heavy hitters from Yves Saint Laurent and came out the winner. I didn't wanna put like, you know, a whole bunch of fragrances from the same house, so I kept it to one fragrance per house allowed, one of the rules here. But this beat out La Nuit de l'Homme, it beat out La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Parfum, it beat out the Y fragrances, so L'Homme Le Parfum. That being said, don't get me wrong, Y Eau de Parfum is still an absolute crusher as far as just compliments and stuff. All right, let's do a niche fragrance real quick. Parfums de Marly, it is Herod. So this is Parfums de Marly's tobacco fragrance. Has a nice bit of spice in there, good sweetness as well. Very masculine, easy to wear, good performance, great cool weather fragrance. I should say I did not allow Leighton to win because Leighton won in the last kind of video that I did like this. And so it had to be a different Parfums de Marly, and Herod is the one that came out. This is one of the more popular fragrances from the house. Absolutely makes sense. I'm a big fan of tobacco, so I love the fragrance. Really top-notch stuff. Parfums de Marly Herod, can't go wrong with this, and great versatility for being a very powerful fragrance. Back to designers we go with the one, Eau de Parfum. So this is a really obvious choice, but just because it's obvious doesn't mean that it's not true. The one Eau de Parfum, one of the best, if not the best, date night designer fragrances that has ever been released. A great ambery fragrance. I mean, the color of the fragrance really just gives it away there as to how it smells, or it helps give you an idea, I should say. So a little tobacco, a little citrus, warm spices, ambery warmth. The one Eau de Parfum, absolutely fantastic. This is a modern masterpiece through and through. And it's also one of my most complimented fragrances personally of all time. So it makes sense that this one would squeeze right in there to the top 10 of this one. After that, Valentino Uomo, Born in Roma, my very favorite. Maybe not exactly what I personally want to smell like, but if you're looking for compliments, you're looking for positive attention, which is obviously what this video is about, that'll do it for you. This one is another one that's a little bit Invictus-y, though I would say that for me personally, I would choose to wear this over the original Invictus. I do think this is a little bit nicer. It's kind of youthful leaning, which is probably not a surprise when you look at it and see it has this little rubber faux spike bracelet thing that goes over the neck of the bottle. This is another one like L'Homme Le Parfum that's not going to get a lot of critical acclaim because it does have similarities to another very popular fragrance. Just like L'Homme Le Parfum had similarities to White Eau de Parfum, this has similarities to Paco Rabanne's Invictus. So people that are, really heavily into fragrances, they're gonna look at that and be like, no, that's derivative, as they speak with a pinky pointed up in the air. Derivative. They're like Danny DeVito in Always Sunny in Philadelphia when he was the art critic.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Derivative.
Like that, except with fragrances. Versatility here, though, through the roof. This is pretty much a year-round fragrance, daytime or nighttime. It has just the right amount of sweetness and freshness. It's gonna really do well for you. And that's something I speak about a lot, that women, a lot of times, obviously not everybody is the same, but a lot of times if you're looking for compliments, attention, sweet fragrances or fresh fragrances seems to be the way to go. And fragrances that are both sweet and fresh. All right, the next fragrance is actually two. This is all together as just one selection. Code Eau de Parfum and Code Parfum. So Armani Code Parfum surprised the pants off me. This stuff is way fresher than I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be dark, heavy. I thought the iris, it was gonna be makeup-y, dense, kind of like Dior Homme Intense, like taking a bit of that and putting it into the Code DNA. That's what I was expecting, but that's not what this is. The iris is absolutely there, but it actually leans a little bit more toward like the Prada style of using iris as compared to the Valentino or Dior style. So that means, again, a little bit fresher. And yeah, maybe it gets a little bit darker as it dries down as compared to the opening, but the versatility here is just so much more than I anticipated. And I think the fragrance is sick, really good. And then Code Eau de Parfum, which if you want that original Code DNA from the Eau de Toilette, but you want it done in a more modern, more wearable way, a more appealing way, a way that's going to work better day to day nowadays than the original, this is what you want. So those are together because the gallery was kind of split there. So let's go ahead and cover that giveaway. So like I said, full bottle Armani Code Parfum, got this from Macy's. Still sealed, haven't opened it. So if you want to be entered in the giveaway, you have to like the video, be subscribed. If you're not, leave a comment below. Tell me which fragrance you wear when you yourself are trying to get that positive attention, those compliments. Can be whatever, doesn't matter. It's your choice what you wear. In about 10 days, I'll pick a winner with random comment picker. I'll post it up on the community tab of my YouTube channel. Then all you have to do, send me your address. I'll make it worldwide. I'll pay the shipping, but do be aware that there have been issues in the past sometimes where I ship it overseas and for some reason it gets to the other person's country and then it just goes around and around and gets returned to me. I don't know why, but just watch that tracking, okay? Like if you're overseas, it gets to your country, be on top of it, okay? Like don't wait until it's back at my doorstep and be like, hey man, I think that package got returned to you. Now I do need to reiterate, and it sucks I have to do this, but listen guys, there will be scammers, I'm sure, in the comments who are gonna reply to your comment and they're gonna be like, hey, message me on Telegram or whatever. Message me on WhatsApp. That's not me, okay? If you don't see the little Jensen's like check mark and everything, that's not me. Don't get duped, please. Because they're gonna ask you for money for shipping. That's not me. And after you pay them, you'll never see that money again. I have to bring this up every time because I get emails every day from guys who are like, hey, I just won something from you. Here's my address. No, guys. Let's keep it going with Angel Share up next. Angel Share, really popular and for good reason. This stuff smells absolutely amazing. It's boozy, it's warm, and it's very sweet. Really love the presentation here. Looks very good. The glass of the bottle, top-notch stuff. And for me, this is the best of the line by far. Like if I could have only one, it's gonna be Angel Share. No Roses on Ice, Apple Brandy, the new one is good, but Angel Share, that's the one. That one was in a head-to-head at the end up against African Leather by Memo. It was pretty close, but Angel Share pulled it out. After that, Mont Blanc Legend, Eau de Toilette. It's the original Legend. Pretty affordable. This is similar to Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce. So probably not a surprise to see it too much because Fierce, it's ingrained in my mind. And I think anybody who is remotely close to my age, like give or take 10 years in either direction. Like Fierce is ingrained into their mind too. And a lot of people are annoyed by Fierce because, you know, it was everywhere. You couldn't escape the stuff. It was just inevitable. It was just one of those things you had to accept it. Like, oh, Fierce. Oh, God, here it is again. So yeah, like maybe you get those feelings from it a little bit, but at the same time, it's hard to deny how well the fragrance works, how many people love it, how many people wore it, how many people still wear it. And Legend pulls that off really well, that style of scent. Great versatility, year-round fragrance really, daytime, nighttime, and like I said, very affordable as well, with good performance. So a lot to love about this fragrance, and not a surprise to see it doing really well. After that, M. Michelaf Royal Vintage. A little bit of a surprise, but did really well. Well, I say a bit of a surprise mainly because the house is not a massive house. You know, it's not Parfums de Marly, it's not Mancera, it's not Creed, it's not Amouage, it's a little bit smaller. Royal Vintage does have a similarity to Creed's Aventus. And if you get Royal Vintage nowadays, it won't look like this. And this is the old school bottle style for this fragrance. Now it has a new bottle style, which looks like that. So this is the new Royal Vintage, and this is the old Royal Vintage bottle, but they smell the same. So as I said, this does have a similarity to Creed's Aventus, but there are marked differences as well. This has a focus on cypress. So you have this green woodiness that you're not gonna find in Creed's Aventus. You don't have that currant in here. So that tartness that you might pick up from Aventus. You do have bergamot in here. And the way the bergamot comes across in Royal Vintage is similar to that pineapple bergamot opening in Creed's Aventus. And then you also have leather in here as it dries down. So you have some things that separate it from Aventus, but still, when you smell this, you can tell it's kind of built off of a similar foundation as Creed's Aventus is. So not a huge surprise to find this one getting a lot of love, much like you might see Citra Poisé from Mancera getting a lot of love, or bondnumber9.com getting a lot of love. Fragrances that have that Aventus style to them, those are usually a safe bet. So this one could be a great change of pace if you wanted something in that family, but one that is worn way less than some of the bigger, heavier hitters in that style. After that, Coach Platinum, which surprisingly did really well. The opening here is really appealing. Really easy to wear, really easy to like. Good performance here, cost not very high. For a time, people were comparing this to Dior Sauvage. Doesn't smell like a one-to-one with Dior Sauvage, but it does have that nice modern ambroxan to it, you know, that ambroxan-y base. So that wearability, that versatility is gonna be there. It's got pineapple in the opening, so it gives you a little bit of a different flair, a different feeling compared to your more typical grapefruit and ginger openings from a lot of blue style or very versatile fragrances. No, it doesn't smell like Aventus, even though the pineapple is there. I know. You shouldn't have to say it, but you do. It is, like I said, pretty powerful. Got a good amount of sweetness that comes out as it dries down. So maybe in summertime, you want to go for something else, or if you do decide to wear it in summer, spray a little bit less. But Coach Platinum, great scent and absolutely crushed it. Did way better than I expected, like I said. Though maybe I should have expected it, because Coach Platinum traditionally has been one of those like fragrances that kind of outperforms your expectations for it. Last fragrance, Le Male de Parfum. This stuff, what can I say? It just works. It is similar to the original Le Male. How well has that done over the years? Just insane. The number of bottles that Jean Paul Gaultier has sold of that stuff, and the reason people keep buying it and buying and buying it, because it works, because people like it, because it gets people attention. We all know this. So this takes the best parts from the original, gives them some tweaks, some changes, modernizes the profile, the scent profile a little bit. Puts that iris in there, which I love. Dark, sexy, a little bit mysterious, perfect for fall and winter time. Great date fragrance, great night out fragrance. And it's not overdone with too much sweetness. So you can wear it in a lot of different situations. Great versatility in those cool weather months. So that will do it for this one, guys. Again, links in the description for these. And remember the giveaway. And remember what I said, okay? Don't get taken advantage of here, please. Good luck. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging with me here. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later. Frankly, I think if Fierce had kind of like worked its way into the equation here, that it might have made the top 10. But I didn't bust that one out and put it into the contrast and compare pile. Mainly because I wanted to avoid having to stare at that dude pulling his pants down in my face again on the front of the bottle of Fierce. So Legend, you know, you avoid that every time. This style right here, ooh, Let me redo that, I guess.